What's up, y'all? We made it to the end. Love and Marriage Detroit, season 1 finale. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and yeah, so let's talk about it. The show resumes. Brandon and his mother are still in the middle of their therapy. It starts off with Brandon talking about his father, and it's very strange. Like the way he explains things, I don't want to say Brandon is on bullshit necessarily, but I want to say Brandon is leaving out parts of the story because it just kind of like he said his dad would call him and then ask for what he needed and then rush him off the phone because his dad thought he was busy. And I'm like, why did he think you were so busy? I'm not, it's just like not making a lot of sense. Like they're being very vague about the things, that were going on. He's got tears and they look like real tears, but I just think I have said this before. I feel like when you're on TV, trying to do therapy, it's just gonna be hard to like, because ain't nobody trying to let the whole entire world know what's going on. So whatever it is, it's just very personal as far as him and his family is concerned. And it seems very much like just thrown into the mix, like out the blue. Now, all of a sudden, we're having these, moments with Brandon and his mother, who basically, Brandon said he had a high-by relationship with his mother and apparently had a high-by relationship with his father. And I don't know what is the real issue, though? Like, what is going on? I find it strange that his mother was like, yeah, you had your thumb in your mouth and didn't want to talk, so I just let it be. And even in this moment, she's like, I'm fine not talking to you every day. Okay. And he said he fine not talking to anybody every day. And so I don't know. Brandon, I think, is just like, I guess, his happiest when he's all alone. And so we can imagine how that translates into his married life. Or maybe that's why he married this girl after 6 months. Like he was just dying to have somebody that, wanted to talk to him, and now he don't know how to do it. It's strange. I thought, it's strange. Anyway, maybe his counselor from one of these other places can help him out with whatever he got going on. Like I said, it was just kind of a weird thing to throw in there. So we're at the influencer event. Christina's parading around like the queen of the room. That was the whole plan. Colby did come. Colby said she was apprehensive about coming, but she, of course, came to support anyway. Christina says she hopes that, Colby can see the influencers can work together without any drama and, do great things in Detroit together. Christina's so full of bull, man. Like when the idea came up to do it together, you absolutely did not want to do it together because it's your event. And I remember back then when they were at the bowling alley, Colby did say, like, it's not, for me, it's not about me. And now I get that. Like she literally just wanted like this event to be about her. And it was kind of silly because they were all there anyway. So it really didn't make sense. Honestly, when I watch Christina in her confessionals, I'm like, what the heck is really wrong with this girl? Like, I don't know. Feels like she's, her wheels are turning maybe in the wrong direction. I don't know what's happening. Like it's like, does she write a script? It feels like she writes a script. I think when Christina goes to her confessionals, she has a whole script written down and memorized. She's just an all-around entertainer. She's a fashion designer. She's an influencer. She's a mom. She's a what do they do over there at the Star Factory? She's a star creator. What do you call it? Talent uh builder, whatever the hell they're doing over there. I don't know what they're doing over there. And she's an artist herself because she sings. She just wears so many hats, and then she gets inside this confessional and starts to be very animated and scripted, and I want to punch her in the face most of the time. So anyway, the whole idea was very cute, actually, to have influencers and business owners come together in a space and, maybe figure out ways to collaborate on things. See how that works, Christina? Because you guys are all on the cast of this show. It just seems like you made a big deal out of being the queen of the room when all y'all had to film there anyway. Seems like the Harper Ray connection would have been just as easily utilized if y'all would have just do the shit collectively, but I don't think you know how to collab. So, Kobe, don't do nothing with her. I feel like it'd just be too damn stressful. Latoya gets there and she's like, well, I'm here. I'm going to tread lightly with Christina because last time I seen her, I know we said that we were going to, put things behind us, but, it seems like maybe I should be careful. So now there's a bunch of hey girl, hey going all around the room. Hey, hey, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey. Like they spent like 15 minutes, I feel like, saying, hey girl, hey girl. Bravo's wife shows up. The ladies are all kind of standing at the table. It's Bravo's wife. Christina's working the room. This is her event, so she's got people to see and make sure that everybody knows that she is the producer of this event. So Colby, Latoya, Bravo's wife are standing at a table, and Christina comes over and I just want to thank you guys for supporting. And she gives a whole stupid speech about how, people working together. She's glad that, based on everything that they've been through just recently, that she's very glad that they came and supported her. And, basically they were nice to her. She wants to have a special little, one-on-one connect with Colby because Colby, we've really gone through, some things just recently, especially as it relates to Harper Ray. Like this was my event, and so I wasn't about to share it with you. So I guess thanks for coming anyway. And of course, Colby's like, of course, like I'm always gonna support. This is all very nice. I love Harper Ray. So yeah, congratulations and suck my dick. That's that's what I would be thinking. That's probably not what Colby would be thinking because she's, nice girl and everything. But she did her best Miss Congeniality smile and nod types of situation. I mean, after that's all the pleasantries are done between Colby and Christina, then Latoya decides that Latoya decides to suggest maybe in the future you guys can collab. They both look at her like, girl, stop. And that's how I was looking at her too. Like, can we not? This was as fake as hell. So I don't know why you think these girls can do real business together because they don't really even like each other, to be honest. It's right there. It's right there, It's right there in front of your face. None of y'all like I feel like Latoya and Colby like each other fine, but Kristen is not a very likable person. So I understand why Latoya's a little annoying with her goody two shoes thing, but she's not malicious. Colby is a little bit messy, but again, not malicious. Christina, her and Brandon and Anthony are a different breed, all three of them. Christina's irritated that Latoya has anything to say, but honestly, like she's just participating in the conversation. No, we're not collabing with each other. and that's it. And Bravo's wife, she's sitting there, so she might as well participate. She gave her 2 cents. To be honest, I don't even remember what she said, so it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing too significant. We can do things separate and we can do things together, and it's enough for everyone, and blah blah blah. Anyway, Christina, she has the most annoying confessionals, I promise you. Every time I see her sitting there in that stupid homemade suit. Listen, I sew. I make patterns, I design, I do that. So I know how to have respect for other people to do it. And I mean, girl, she could have left that in the box with that tight, silly wig and, whatever it is she's sitting up there dressed as. So her confessionals irk my nerves big time. So she's sitting in there saying that her and Latoya and Colby still have some residue on their friendship, but they need a little more time. I've never heard of anybody with residue on their friendship, but I mean, I guess, girl, y'all are not friends. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not residue. Maybe it's just not a friendship. That's probably what it is. When people see you for who you are, Christina, that's how they deal with you. I feel like you're probably used to that. I'm just saying. You got your girl, what's her name? Chelsea. You got your girl Chelsea, and Kobe got her own Chelsea. So y'all got y'all's Chelsea, and your Chelseas are gonna be there for you. They're your ride or dies. So hold on to that. Because that's not, easy to come by. Hopefully you won't like disrespect that friendship too. Both of y'all. So, okay, so now we're over at this Star Factory, getting ready, preparing the artists for the showcase. Brandon says that he, wants his artists, he believes they should go 100% in rehearsal, just the same as they do, on stage. You got to put it all out there. That's, his requirements. So on to rehearsal, you got Brandon, some dude, Bravo. I don't know why Bravo is there, and Christina. Christina came through the bitch's back. The queen of the Star Factory is here to take control. That's how she came in the room. That's what it is. So they're sitting at this table like it's American Idol, and they're getting ready to do auditions. And this girl, what's her name? Naja. Naja comes in. Christina, this is her first time meeting Naja, so she trying to play it cool. Naja has on some booty Fendi, little workout pants, crop top situation. Naja looks young and her outfit looks young, but she got a cute little shape or what have you. And Christina said she wasn't feeling the look, and she's coming to rehearsal, so I don't know what the look was supposed to be. I feel like it kind of doesn't matter. You came to rehearse. So as rehearsals go, I don't see nothing wrong with, her little two-piece. She got up there singing in her hand because I don't know, the Star Factory doesn't have microphones. It just seems very weird. Where is your Lorianne? Where is your choreographer? What am I signing up for? When I go to the Star Factory, what is it that I'm signing up for? Because Colby said Brandon was a vocal coach. Colby said Brandon is a vocal coach. That's so hard to say. Anyway, um, I don't know what qualifies him as a vocal coach. I don't know what you have to do. Like, I'm guessing like you go to school and study music. I don't know that he's done that. I don't know any of his credentials. So all he said is he's over there making stars at the Star Factory. And based on what I'm seeing, no, he's not. They are over here freaking playing. Is he paying rent at that place to do what? Because that girl came up there and like sang into her hand. They're sitting at that table. I don't know what the performance was supposed to be, but I feel like she shouldn't have been the only one there. Like all of the artists should have been there to perform, to rehearse like how the timing is going to work, and it's a showcase. And I don't know how them sitting in the front of that table listening to this girl singing her hand is in any way a rehearsal. Her moves, she, slither around and do like this and do like that. And I feel like she made that up. That's not like, what is the Star Factory supposed to be doing? So she's singing her little song, and then Christina, of course, she's a vocalist as well, so she's got to give her 2 cents. And that's what we need you to do, girl. We need you to give a little, I don't sing, and Christina barely sing. Is she the vocal coach? Because maybe if she was going to be critiquing the music, she should have been there for that. Because Christina does a lot of things. Like I said, she's a fashion designer. She's a co-vocal coach. Say that 3 times real fast. I don't know what they're over there doing. Like I said, wasting time. And I don't know who that dude was. They didn't cite. He was just there to, I don't know, fill that chair. So Colby and Russell are walking down the street because that's what they do. They're having a little walk. They're discussing having therapy and their communication, and I could care less. I'm tired of Russell and Colby talking about their communication. Apparently they're not going to do the gym now because things just didn't pan out. So good. We didn't need that on our plate anyway. Nothing going on, nothing wrong with Colby and Russell because they just got married. And so yes, go to a therapist, tackle that communication issue right now in year 3. That way, when you're in year 10, 11, like Christina and Brandon over here, you won't be just getting to know each other. Because it seems like that's what they're doing. But I mean, if Brandon doesn't talk based on the way his family has set it up, then I feel like it might have taken this girl 11 years to get to know this nigga. And he ain't even like her. So he's definitely not talking to her. Latoya and Anthony, they sit at the house at their beautiful home, bragging about how much they've grown and how far they've come. And since they're in such a good place, Anthony feels like maybe now I can leave. Can I go to LA? Can I go to Atlanta and do my thing? And she's like, absolutely not. Whenever you decide an opportunity comes up for you to do your thing, we're going to talk about how that plays out. Opportunity is based on the way the man movement panned out. There's not anything Anthony could do for me. I'm sorry, Anthony, but you get a big fat F. You are not the promoter. You are not the marketer. You suck at marketing. So what exactly do you do over there at Roc Nation? Because, honey, nobody showed up to your man movement. And so I would say for me, Anthony, it's going to be a no. But I'm glad y'all are like in such a great place and you've moved on to finer things. And yeah, I think my dog is still outside. I'll be right back. No, I done left the dog outside. He out there barking at strangers. Anyway. Anthony and what's this girl, Latoya, they are 100% good. Anthony says he was so glad to find out that some of their friends were going through some of the same stuff. So it makes you feel like you're not the only one out there dealing with things or what have you. Ciao. I bet you most of them haven't dealt with their husband going to live in another state without saying something. Hello, Ralph. He didn't even go move there. He just went there for 3 days. Anyway, we're at the showcase. There's people lined up all the way around the block. It's not taking place inside the venue. It's taking place on the outside. They got a little courtyard, picnic situation set up. Seems like a nice hot summer day. I don't know. I know all those people that are wrapped around the block are not going to be able to attend the showcase because ain't but so many people going to fit back there. But, it's far more successful than the man movement. I will say that. I'm going to give that credit to Bravo. Christina arrives, child, you would think she was the queen of the showcase. Boy, she's the queen of everywhere she has been going lately. Like when she enters the room, she arrives like it, the queen is here. And then she was very nice to bring Brandon. So he got to come to the showcase. That was nice for allow him to, get out in these streets that he'd been trying to get out to. Brandon is still in his feelings about Anthony. I'm would be in my feelings too about Anthony because Anthony's been on some bullshit. But he said, it's not about that. Today it's about the city. It's about Detroit and representing for Detroit. And they do a whole lot of wanting to represent for Detroit. Christina and Anthony have this like kind of weird exchange where they're acting like two bitches that are the queen of the party. He says something about her being the queen of the Star Factory, and she said, "I thought you knew," and he said, "You're the biggest star over there." Like the conversation was very much like them throwing shots at each other. Friendly fire, I suppose you could call it, but it was very bitch made. Brandon and Christina like it around their artists, and they're giving them this whole pep talk of how they got to represent for Detroit because it was a whole lot of we got to represent for Detroit. And, Naja shows up and she's the star of the Star Factory. Although Anthony just told Christina she's the star of the Star Factory, we find out no, it's actually Naja who's the star of the Star Factory. He don't even know where the stage is. But in her defense, it just seemed like in a small space, I don't know if they have vendors or if those little platforms were all like little special VIP areas. But the stage was very tiny. So I feel like maybe they could have had a bigger area for the stage. And I also feel like, don't you think? Now, again, I'm not a showcase producer, but don't you think the artists should have been there like early that day so they can get a sound check and see how much room they got and mark the stage? I'm just saying. Christina, the queen of the Star Factory, you didn't think about that either. You didn't think about how the artist should probably be like it's Bravo's club. Get up in the morning, go over there, rehearse, do what you got to do, go change, and get ready to perform. Like your clothes, your hair, your makeup, all of that. These influencers and that should be right there on the Jesus. Who needs makeup besides Naja? Because all I saw was a bunch of boys. So I don't know. Like I don't want no personal man movement. I don't want any parts of the Star Factory. And I ain't seen Russell really do too much about, from out the Bible, but he might, he's still in Bible school. So I'm gonna give him a pass on that. But this is a ridiculous. Brandon over here trying to offer up Detroit to Naja, and the girl said Naja ain't from Detroit. She from Texas, allegedly. Apparently, apparently this whole road to the showcase has been very stressful for Brian and his reputation. Brandon, his reputation is on the line. So he really needs to pull this off because, like I said, it's been very stressful. And I see like the whole time, like you got your best friend, like not even going to let you 25 artists. I'm going to go ahead and say they do not. He gave you 3 slots. That's about all I seen, Brandon. You did not have 10 people. You had Naja, some boy with a perm, and some rappers. That's 3 acts, Brandon. And to be honest, that's enough. Like, we did not need 25 people to come perform in the backyard of Bravo's club. I'm just saying, that's a lot. We all be talking just to be talking. I mean, it looked nice. It looked like the performances were going well. We didn't hear any of the other performances except the 2 that were Brandon's, which I mean, that's how it should have been. Anthony, you ain't no star maker or man movement builder or any of that. We don't know what you do. Photo shoot director, Anthony. Wine connoisseur. So while the performers are performing, here comes this Lyrique dude. He rolls up in there with three. I think he had three big, gigantic security. Now it was already tight in there. Here he come with three security. You were invited, and then you gonna add +3 on your list? And Brandon said you wasn't on the list, but Brandon, we knew he was on the list because Anthony told you he was gonna be on the list. So boy, that was awkward when Lyrique came in there, like he's the big dog in town, and Brandon acting nervous, turning over, put his thumb in his mouth. He's still there. Colby gets there, and Latoya gets there, and Christina's like up on her mount, screaming, "Hey girls, hey, I'm over here!" Like, once again, she's the leader of the showcase. And they all have on green, and she's once again in her confessional being annoying, like, lo and behold, we all have on green. Look at there. We all must be a little more connected than we thought we were. Huh, ladies? What the hell is that? What is she doing? Why does she do that? Her and Colby gave each other a fake ass hug, but clearly Colby and Latoya came to hang out, and Christina, they just let her stand there and pretend like she's the queen because everybody knows she's not. Everybody knows the real queen around here is Anthony. Like it or don't like it. I'm not even gonna take it back. So, what happened? We had a flashback of Brandon asking this girl Christina, what was really tea with you and Lyrique? And she said Lyrique had a little crush on her. And he was like, did he try to push up? And she was like, yeah, he did. And he clearly is still trying to push up. Lyrique Sean is not trying to make it any secret that he still wants to smash Christina. Brandon, he is doing it right in your face. He don't even care. I don't like it, Lyrique. I think it's lame as hell. You cannot, as much as Brandon gets on my nerves, you cannot be walking up to somebody's wife like they not standing there. Like, what is wrong with you? So Lyrique makes his way like right in front of Christina. I don't know how that, because first Christina was way up on the mountaintop with the other ladies. At some point, I guess she squished on. She had to go down there and help Brandon manage these artists. Now, I don't know why Lyrique is somehow in the same section with Brandon and Christina, but I mean, I guess I do know why, but that's how everything played out. So now they're all in a little section together. Lyrique is standing there with his security. Brandon is visibly stressed out by the fact that this dude is even there. So Colby and, Colby and Latoya, these names are always going to get tangled on my tongue. So Colby and Latoya, they're up in their little mount talk smack, because that's what people do. So the girl, they said she did a great job. She didn't know, that's when Colby says she knew Brandon was a vocal coach, but she did not know that he was teaching this girl her moves, and she would be concerned. Now, I don't know when anybody said that Brandon was teaching this girl her moves. Well, I don't think anybody taught her that. I feel like she learned those moves all on her own. I'm pretty sure nobody has taught her how to move anything, because that's basically what it was giving. She came on the stage, she snatched a little clip out of her hair, her ponytail holder, and it kind of just laid stuck there, not moving, because it was hot and sticky. And so she should have just left the ponytail holder in her hair. Like, she had this whole moment in her head. She choreographed that by herself. Brandon didn't have anything to do with that. Colby over there being messy. His rap group comes up, and Latoya's over there saying, since when did rappers have dancers? Latoya, rappers have always had dancers. That's probably like, maybe somebody should have been in there with what's this girl's name? Naja. Naja should have been over there with them first. She could have had somebody choreograph something for her. And based on the way those dancers were dancing, I don't think Brandon came up with those moves either. But nobody was questioning that. They just questioning Miss Naja over here slithering around in one spot. Because shit, the stage wasn't but 3 feet wide. So she did best to stay in one spot. Brandon, as soon as the rappers got done, Brandon walks off to go, be on stage with them. And like he couldn't turn around fast enough before Lyrique slid his ass up there next to Christina, just trying to get in her head. But you need to be performing. No, she doesn't. Nobody enjoys that except you, Lyrique. You need to be produced. We need to do a song together. And she's like, okay. Like, it was just real disrespectful. Both of y'all's being disrespectful. Tit for tat, the therapist did not tell you that, Christina. I guarantee it. I mean, I know he had like some emotional connection with the last artist he had, and by emotional connection, I mean he was smashing that girl and talking smack about you. But we're gonna keep it cute for television. But that's the way they tell stories. Brandon over here and having not conversations with his family, and we're like not understanding what the hell they're talking about. And now he's over here like having not sex with his last artist, although his connection was emotional. I think Naja does not interested in Brandon. I honestly don't feel like that's something that Christina needs to worry about. That girl ain't studying Brandon. She just, is kind of dingy, it feels like, and believes that Brandon can do something for her. And he kind of did. Like, he got her on the show. So I can't be mad at that girl. Run with it, girl. Find somebody. You know what, girl? See what Lyrique doing down the street. Now he's a little slimy, but hey, he made his way on the show too. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know why Colby's so bothered by Christina and Lyrique's conversation. She's over there like, who is that man Christina's talking about to? Is that her ex? Like, this is exactly, Colby, what you did when you was at the lavender place at the lavender field asking that man about his artist, acting like you didn't know that Russell did not tell you that Christina didn't know. I'm still not buying that. I don't care how you try to like puppy dog eye and act all innocent like with the Portia face thing that you do. But I think you probably knew that Christina didn't know. You blew that up, you and Anthony. And so now we sit up here like, what's going on? What are we, what's going on? Nothing. They're talking. And they over there pinky swear, which would have pissed me off. Like her and Brandon, Sean, because for her, he's Sean. He's not Lyrique for Christina. So they're over there like, pinky swear, holding pinky fingers in front of your husband. Girl. Lyrique and Brandon go back and forth because Lyrique, like at this point, when he's finally let go of this man's wife's hand, like he's not even standing there, it's like, I just want you to know I've never like tried to poach any artists from you. And Brandon is like, well, basically that ain't like what I heard, but based on the fact that Christina is, thinks you're all right, maybe we can like, have a discussion about it. Basically saying like, yeah, so I'm gonna keep an eye on you, trying to, put your hands on my wife. I mean, I guess you better, Brandon. I mean, that Lyrique is a sneaky little snake and he cannot be trusted. You better check your pinky finger. Oh, that's her pinky. You better check her pinky finger because we don't know what they was doing over there with all that side church hugging and being all friendly. And she thinking like she basically just forced Brandon into now having to sit down with this nigga that's got a thing for her. I'm just saying, like, and that's her husband. So, Colby and Latoya, what she think about y'all ain't a whole lot. I'm just saying. Anyway, Brandon agreed to go to meet up, have Christina hook something up, but he also got these 3 gigantic dudes like standing behind him being very intimidating. So there was nothing left for Brandon to do but be friendly about the situation. And pretty much after that, the couple stand around and they pat themselves on the back for doing a great job and keeping things in order. They want to give like an acknowledgement to like Bravo and what's his name, Russell, for keeping a clear head and keeping them, by keeping a clear head, they mean like staying, in between Anthony and Brandon, who were never actually going to fight anyway. They just was going to buff up and puff up and, act a damn fool. Anthony was gonna grab some air and get in his face, and Brandon was gonna look to the side and be, talk smack in his confessional. So I don't think, except for Russell. Now, there was at one time Russell was gonna break every bone in your body. So Brandon, you better save the name calling for Lyrique and leave Colby out of it, because Russell don't play that. Anthony asked Brandon, are they good? And Brandon is like, I don't know. Shoot, I gotta be ducking and dodging. I don't know where you coming from. And he's not wrong. Like, Brandon, don't trust him. He can't be trusted. As a friend, I don't know where Anthony be coming from, but Brandon, it ain't hitting on nothing. And so yeah. And for whatever reason, like they always do, they agree to disagree, hug it out, and Russell says a prayer. That's how that ended. Like, for the most part, they think they're, as a collective, they're in a good place. Like, all they did is get in their confessionals and talk about how far they've come along and how great a connection they all have with one another, only to find out that next week at the reunion, they ain't even been talking, which I'm not surprised, because if I was Colby and LaToya, I damn sure wouldn't be checking to be spending no additional time with Christina. So on that note, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll meet y'all here next week. Well, not next week, child. I'm late as hell. It was a so-called hurricane coming through here today. I can always be very relieved when the hurricane is peters out and nobody really ends up with a lot of devastation, because it really sucks. Like, I've been blessed. I can't complain in terms of hurricane, but when you have a home and you're dealing with damage and like no electricity and all of the stuff that goes along with that, so I haven't heard of a whole lot of damage and devastation. Hopefully this is a one and done. I hope I don't have to, really hunker down before the season is over. But, so I'm late. I've been chilling. It's a gloomy day, but we got through it and we did it. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week, like I said, for the reunion. Bye, y'all.